You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast,
delivering player experience news.
Let's go! What's up, guys, and welcome to Podcast PXN, episode 274. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM on Twitter, and I am joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado and artist extraordinaire, Roshan Warner, at Roro.
Hello, happy new year. Glad to be back. It's been a while.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to you as well. Good to be back. Talking some video games. And the host of Large Popcorn and video producer at The Gamer, Christian Macias, at ISO Christian.
Larry David says that the cutoff for saying Happy New Year is January 7th. So,
damn it! So close. So close.
We'll allow it. And the reformed Tarkov, Teletubby, and my fellow Spartan, Gage Dempster, at Gilbo Biggins.
I'm trying hard to stay reformed. New Tarkov wipe just happened. I haven't rescinded to my old ways. We're still reformed as of today, and we're just trying to keep that going strong.
Keep the Reformation going. All right. Thank you to everyone watching us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/@podcastpxn and twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. The topic of the show this week is our 2025 Fantasy Critic Draft. We're going to do it. We're going to draft all the not all of them. We're going to draft a handful of video games for each of our teams. It's going to be fun. Jordan in the chat. What's up, Jordan? Happy New Year to you as well.
Michael?
Michael Jordan? No, it's not Michael Jordan. All right. A little housekeeping. We have the next few weeks already mapped out. We had this discussion in our Twitter chat. So today is our 2025 Fantasy Critic Draft. And we'll also talk about the winner for 2024 here in a second as well. And next week's episode will be 2025 predictions. So stay tuned for that next week. And then the week after next week, which would be January 22nd, we have plans for our 2024 Game of the Year and Discovery of the Year. We're going to be talking about those in 2 weeks. That being said, let's jump into that topic of the show, and we will start by talking about 2024, and we have to say, since we're all here now, congratulations to Christian, who ran away with it from day 12 or whatever.
No, it was, I think Ro was in the lead for like half the year, wasn't it?
That's true, yeah.
He had the most games.
Yeah.
And then I decided to counterpick Black Ops.
Yeah,
that really hurt you.
That was stupid. That was real dumb. But I did it.
13.
I have a 2024's standings, if you want me to go over that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Not on the podium in fourth place is Gage, Maidenless Gaming, with 57.77 points.
So what's that mean, Christian? What's he have to do then?
Oh, I'm glad you brought it up. Early in 2024, when we first started doing this, we were like, let's raise the stakes. Winner gets a prize. And last place has to do, it was either, what was it? It was either eat a bunch of hotcakes, or what we'd ended up decided doing, which was have the loser eat a bunch of hot wings, either like on a video or like on a private call or something. We haven't worked out how that's going to work yet, but Gage is going to have to eat a whole bunch of hot wings.
You know what's funny? Roshan has been in my domicile to attest for this in person. That I've I don't know what it was. I found a hot sauce at a fair, and I was like, guys, you guys got to try this hot sauce. It's crazy hot. And I remember Roshan was there, and so were like 4 other people, and I had them all try it. And Rashan's reaction to the hot sauce that I could barely keep in my mouth was, "Oh, this is pretty good." So my tolerance is
good.
extremely low, and we're gonna have to discuss about how we get the most out of that because I'm really gonna not have a good time, and I want to make sure that we get the most use out of that footage. So we'll brainstorm on when and where I do that. If you guys want to do that, I have to eat it throughout a random show where Christian's hosting, and then at a random point, you're like, and you know what else we're gonna do? Gage is gonna eat another hot wing, and I have to fucking suffer through
We
the
should-
show. If we want to make it its own video, I'm good with whatever. Whatever.
We should do this for Game of the Year. Well, like,
Oh
you know,
my god.
that episode. And I'll order hot wings with you too. We'll eat hot wings together.
Well,
Solidarity.
we gotta make sure we gotta find something on Amazon where it's like you guys know the exact sauces I'm eating because I want it to be. There has to be punishment.
Are you gonna
There
make
has
them
to
or are
be
you gonna buy them?
stakes. I'll make the wings, but I think we should buy we'll look
Okay.
on Amazon and like maybe get like a hot one sauce or something that's actually fucking spicy.
Wow.
I have
Let's
to
do
call
it.
into work that night.
Jordan in the chat says you're a bitch, Gage, because he says I eat hot sauce on food for fun. It's so good. Once you eat,
Yeah, I think you don't realize what we're talking about. We're talking. There's
know,
hot sauce and then there's hot sauce. We're gonna
Yeah.
make me eat hot sauce.
yeah,
I will say, don't go too hot because as someone who has done the hot ones challenge, you think you can do it, and it's like, oh, this is way harder than you think.
So okay, you've done the hot ones challenge. That's perfect. Like I want to. You and I will sit down and we'll find a sauce that's like maybe like number 7 or like 6 on that list, as opposed to like going to 9 or 10. It's got to be a punishment. I
is
want
pushing it.
stakes.
Seven is pushing it. I'd go no higher than like 7.
Okay, we'll do 7.
6 or 7 is cool with me. Because
It's gonna be a great year, is what we're talking about here at
You're right.
PXN.
well, wait a minute,
third-
Christian, why don't you do a 6 or 7, and then Gage could do a 10?
Oh hell no! The last dab, that shit was a nightmare, dude. I vomited. Just a little bit.
That's crazy.
A tiny bit. Anyway, in third place, thanks to the Black Ops counter pick, was Ro, aka Romona Flowers Gaming, with 146.19. And then just above him was Dana's GTM, Daniel, aka ODST Publishing, with 159.49. Second place.
That's crazy. We could have been tied, Ro, if you would
I
have chose
know.
something that didn't release this year.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then I got 211 points.
Crazy.
Massive dub. Massive. I'm so proud of it.
My biggest regret
That's insane.
was fucking
Losing.
well.
Not winning.
Other than that, is not putting more money on Astrobot
Oh,
because
Yeah.
we bid the same week and I didn't bid enough.
That's a great segue into Fantasy Critic for 2025 if you want to go over some rules. But first, I will, in 60 seconds, explain very quickly what Fantasy Draft is. Again, just for fun. Of course, we're going to draft a bunch of games, and a game that we draft, we're going to get points based on the Open Critic score for them. So every point above 70 is 1 point. Every score below 70 is minus 1 point. So if I got picked up Assassin's Creed Shadows and it scores 75, I get 5 points for that. Any point above 90 is plus 2 points. So if Assassin's Creed Shadows got a 92, that'd be 24 points. 93 would be 26 points, etc. We also have counter picks as well. I think we have 2 of them. And at least that was the last year. And a counter pick is, let's say Gage picks up Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I don't think it's going to do well. So I counter pick it, but it scores a 75. Well, he gets his 5 points, and I get minus 5 points. And the reverse is true. If it scored 65, he would lose 5 points, and I would gain 5 points. I think that's it, right? I think that's the essentials of how that works.
Yep.
So let's go over some of the rules. Last year, we did 15 total games. How are we feeling about that for this year? Does that feel right? Or is it a bit too much? Is it perfect? What are we thinking?
I think that's a good amount.
Keeps things competitive throughout the year, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think for today, 5 is a solid amount, right? Because there's a bunch of games coming out this year. 5 to draft.
Absolutely.
Let's do that. Total number of counter picks, I think 2 is okay. I'm open to hearing if you guys want to go down to 1 instead of 2.
I'm good with 2.
I like to. I like, even though I was mad that I did that. It's like it gives you an opportunity to fuck up and kind of
Yeah.
like it like with the
Okay.
with the 15, it's more competitive that
Yep.
way.
Perfect. A little bit of that chaos factor.
Mhm.
But I'm going to leave it at 0. So you don't have to do a counterpick today at any point throughout the next 12 months. You can counterpick whenever. Just make sure you have 2 by the end. Minimum bid amount. Last year we were having to bid a minimum of $5 per game. How does that feel? I'm also considering, I don't know where it is, setting the dollar amount to maybe, like, let's say $25 higher than what it was. That we have a little bit more play money.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I think the
Yeah,
$5 is good because then it doesn't let people just be bastards. Like when I say people, I mean me because I did that. $1 on all the.
Right.
Hold on. I think it's in advanced settings. Counterpick deadline. I'm not seeing a place to increase our dollar amount, but I know it is there somewhere. So,
Friend of the show, Jordan, actually in the chat, he just sent me. If you want one from the Hot Ones show, the last dab is hot as fuck, but
nope,
actually
don't do that one.
But he said, but actually really good. He said he would not recommend the bomb.
The bomb is like 8 or 9, and that one's is just hot. Didn't taste very good. The last dab, it does have like there's a tanginess to it, if I remember right. There's a sweetness or something to it, but it's also like extremely hot. Does
Yeah.
not sit good in the throat.
I've got a picture of all.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Secret bidding, so that way we don't know what we're bidding on. I think that one is a fun one.
Yep.
Here's something else I was thinking of. Last year we did 5. I allowed for 5 drops. 3 of them are games that will not release. So if a game gets delayed for 2026, you can drop it, and that counts as one of those. And I did 2 drops for will release. So if a game is confirmed that it's going to drop this year and you don't want it on there anymore, you get 2 of those. I was thinking maybe expanding that to 3 and 3.
Is there any way to expand it to about 10 for Gage?
Well, he needs to play better.
I'm just kidding. No, that's fine.
Are you though? Are you though?
I mean, I'm counting the number of games. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! All these games that did not release.
It's all right.
What do you think?
This year is the year of Gage.
I'm good with expanding it by 1. You wanna
By
do
1?
that? Sure.
By 1? You get 1 more drop?
Sure.
Yes, please, God, please.
Yeah.
Okay, you get 3 drops for games that will release this year and 3 that will not release this year.
But
Total
that
of 6
means
drops.
that means we definitely are gonna need more money because if we
Right.
have more drops.
So the extra $25 is going to come in handy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to go over our tags. Some ban tags. So these are games that you cannot pick up this year. Currently in early access, so no Hades 2 would fall under that.
Unless it releases this year.
Well, no, you can't.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's early access.
Yeah, it's already in early access.
Okay, so any game that's going to release in early access first doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's that you just can't pick it.
No, it has to.
It has
but
to go straight to release.
if it releases the same year that it's in early access, then you could draft it. That makes sense.
Would that not be Hades 2?
Well, but
If it releases
it's
this year?
already, but it's already released in early access.
Oh, it has to go into early access
Yes.
and release in this. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
No director's cuts. So that's games like Persona 5 Royal, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Here's an interesting one. Partial remakes. The examples they give are kind of all over the place. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD doesn't seem like a partial remake to me. Whoa. Oh, sorry, I saw Rose's hand. I don't know what's going on.
You did, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to refocus.
Demon Souls, Shadow of the Colossus, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy.
Are examples of not allowed or allowed?
Not allowed.
So those are remasters, right?
Those are partial remakes.
Partial remakes. See, but like, then I'm fine with excluding them. But it's also like you're at the mercy of them to decide what.
I know.
Right. I think there was a
Yeah.
couple of games last year that we were all kind of like scratching our heads at, where it's like, well, this is a fully remade game, and they didn't allow. Like, it was
Right.
weird, but I mean, whatever. Right? There's only so much we can do.
Okay. Ports, of course, are banned. Released internationally, so if a game like already released in Japan and is coming this year, it's not allowed. Then just straight up remasters, not allowed. So that means DLCs still good, free to play games still good. Of course, new games, new franchises, planned for early access. So if a game is going to come out in early access, it's good. Reimaginings. That's their like new category. Yeah, it's your Final Fantasy VII remakes and Resident Evil 2 remakes, where like it's the same game, but it's of course reimagined.
Wait, can we go back a second to early access? What did you say?
It says planned for early access, a game that is planned to release in early access but is not playable yet. Those are allowed.
So would that be the scores in early access then, or would it have to release?
Presumably, if that's
Okay.
allowed.
That's new, is it not? I don't think it was like that last year.
I think last year we had that in banned.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you're changing the tags. You're making changes to the tags
Yeah.
for our league. Gotcha.
Okay.
I thought that was stuff that we couldn't change, and you were just reading it off how it is.
No.
Gotcha.
We
Which-
can change it. Do you want
Which
do you
I
want early
like.
access games to count or not?
I do like that because then it's kind of risky because whether or not you get it because enough outlets have to actually review it in early access.
Right. Right.
Okay. Remakes are, of course, good. Unannounced games. What? A game that is not formally announced, just rumored. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's those. You can draft those.
Right.
VR games will release internationally first. Yearly installments.
Are we really going to be fighting over?
I don't think so.
International
but
VR
I'll
games?
leave it in. I'll leave it in. Oh, you can do a special slot? This is getting too crazy.
Can I say something crazy to you right now?
Tell me.
I want to put you in my special slot.
That's
Can I-
crazy.
Can I say something crazy? I miss our new game franchise slot.
It's there. What do you mean?
Like
Like you had to do?
Yeah, you have to draft a new game franchise. We did that the first year, I think.
I'll add it in right now.
One of our 15 picks has to be a completely new IP.
Yeah.
Like it.
There it
I like
is, right there. Special slot number 1, new gaming franchise.
Nice.
For Dan, it should be at least 10 of his has to be, so he doesn't pick fucking Flight Simulator and Football Club and Madden.
Wait a minute. It says the person who picked Football Manager 2025, and then it got delayed for the first time ever.
And to bring my point full circle, guess who told me to pick Football Club 25?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I also told you. Yeah, I told you a few of those.
You should pick up AC Shadows. You only got 2 more left, Gage. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, that was after you needed something, and I was like, well, that's something, and then that got delayed.
I think I just botched that year, no matter what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I need a group deliberation on these two things. Tiebreak system. So if 2 people bid on the same game, the same dollar amount, who gets it? Either the person with the lowest projected points gets it, or the earliest bid gets it. Default is set to lowest projected. I'm kind of inclined to suggest earliest bid.
I would say
Me
earliest
too.
bid, yeah.
Earliest bid, yeah.
Okay, and I found the thing that fucked Gage over last year. In advanced settings, in order for a game to get a score, it's by default set to the game must be released. So it must be 1.0. So earlier when we said plan for early access games can be drafted, you can draft them, but you won't get points for it. unless I go in and change that rule to only needs a score.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a
then
game can get a
yes.
score even though it isn't technically released.
Yeah, well, then
I
we
think
want
what-
that if we have early access turned on, right?
Right, like Dan said earlier, by allowing us to get points for early access scores, it's not just a catch-all positive because, like Dan said, you have to be confident that this game is going to be big enough that it actually gets enough scores
Yeah.
from reviewers. So.
Now, this won't let you draft like Hades 2, for instance, right? Because it's already
No,
out?
because it's
Okay.
already out.
Okay.
So I'm going to read you the paragraph here just so we're all on the same page. Recently, more and more games have had strange release situations such as Overwatch 2 and Multiversus. This optional will allow a player to get points as soon as a game has an open critic score, regardless of its release status. This also means that early access games will count for points while they are in early access. Good?
Good.
Yep.
Then we're going to lock these settings in. The year is not active yet. We all have to go in and create our publishers. I'm going to see if I can increase our money too. I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Uh-oh.
I know, right?
Surely there's got to be somewhere.
Let's just Google it. Can you change money in Fantasy Critic?
I'm opening up the FAQ as we speak.
Oh.
Unless it's like a default 100 for everyone, and that you can't ever change that.
I'm gonna throw a thing out here. If it turns out you can't change the dollar amount, then we should lower the bid from like $5 to $4 or something like that.
Or 3, yeah.
3.
To
I would
artificially give us all
3.
more money. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see anything, so I'm down to just right now very quickly change it to $3.
Cool.
Okay, change this minimum bid amount $3. Confirm. I'm gonna create my publisher. We're in there.
Huge.
I got waiting on 2 players.
Oh.
Here's where I get to go in and do some watch list stuff.
I was gonna say I've done 0 research.
And I have all the games that I want written down.
Is everyone excited for Gage to pick Grand Theft Auto 6 with his first pick, and then it gets delayed to 2026?
Dude,
You
I
think
kind of
you
hope
know me, Dan?
because-
You think you know me, but you don't know. This year is the year of the dog, and it is inside me. And you know what's first on my fucking list that I wrote down? GTA 6. Shut the fuck up, Dan.
Let's see. Let me refresh. Everybody in?
I'm gonna create my
Yes, sir.
publisher right now.
Oh my god.
Roshan. Oh my god.
What?
What?
His names every year.
Let's see what it is. Refresh. Oh, nice.
Stupid
Row
ass.
your boat.
All right. Let's all go down the list according to the current draft position, since this just does automatically right now. Introduce yourself and your publisher.
What?
We
Are
all
we
have
waiting
the
on
same
me?
list.
Oh,
Yeah.
why am
Okay.
I the first pick? What?
It's the draft order isn't set yet. Right now, it's
Oh.
the first person who submitted their name.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Dan is DTM, and my publisher is Halo is Unreal.
Whoa.
All right. My publisher is Rose Devil.
Rose Devil. Roshan picks. My publisher is Row Your Boat Games. Row Your Boat Games.
And my publisher is
Okie dokie.
Incorporated.
Okie dokie.
Real quick, I finished season 2, and I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10 season.
You're
For show.
That's crazy that you're giving both seasons the same score. I'm sorry, that's insane.
I gave the first one a 7. Season 2,
Okay.
7.5.
Hell yeah.
That's insane.
There was a scene in the final episode that should have been like, oh, look at this like tragic moment, and then they play some like licensed music. I'm like, wow, why would you do this right now? Why would you do this right now?
You and I had the exact opposite reaction to
Yeah.
the scene I think you're talking about. That really got me in my feels.
Same. Oh, the
Alright.
misery.
All right, we're gonna set the draft order to the inverse of last year's results. And let me know when you guys are ready to start drafting, because Gage would go first, and then Ro, then Daniel, then me, and it's a snake draft. So Gage and I, when you and I are drafting, we'll do 2 in a row.
Pardon, we're doing two in a row. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Snake,
Snake.
snake.
Yep. So I'm starting off with 1 right now.
You're about to. Once I hit OK, you good to go?
Yes. Am I doing this on my end?
Or does
Or am
everyone
I-
need a minute? Hold on. Does everyone need a minute just to get a few games in their watch list, just to have games listed, or how we feeling?
I forgot about the watch list.
I'm just gonna do it
I just wrote
off
them down.
out on the fly because I don't want you guys to see my screen and see what I'm doing.
You do have them.
You just let me know. You just let me know when you're good.
Can we see each other's watch list? I mean, I guess we're all watching the same.
No,
No.
we can't. But Daniel
Okay.
is streaming to YouTube.
Oh, okay. Right.
He doesn't want us to like go in there and cheat.
Exactly.
Even though he posted on Reddit that one time, was like, everyone please vote for my thing on Twitter and I'll pay you money.
Oh yeah. I was asking people to. I didn't pay anybody money. That's a
No, it didn't
lie.
come to that.
Didn't come to that.
It almost did though.
You know what? It worked.
I am doing a little watch list thing right now, real quick.
I'll give you guys another minute or so.
Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be.
And it was the final episode that had that moment. I was like, why are you playing licensed music right now? Why?
I
For this
told you why
moment?
they're doing it. It's part of their
Why did
DNA.
Okay, well, they
Yeah.
should find some new DNA. They should do some eugenics or whatever the fuck. That
Oh
race is.
my good god.
A lot of games
And
that
some
we're not
eugenics.
sure if are even going to come out this year.
Hey, I mean, we have one more drop, eh?
That's true. Yeah, you could be a bit more risky about it.
More money, more drops.
Another minute here for Gage to finish up. Anyone to finish up here?
Running through this.
Wow, I can't believe that wasn't in my thing here. Put you right there.
Okay.
Oh, that's a day one pickup for $1 if I've ever seen one. Oh, I mean $3.
$3.
Okay.
I think I know what Christian's first pick's gonna be as well, actually.
We don't know.
If it makes it to him, or second pick, I guess he could be either one.
I have 7 possible first picks that I'd be okay with. So
I'm sure some.
I
of
am
those
ready
seven-
to rock and roll whenever you are.
start drafting. Let's go. So
Alright.
it's your screen should now light up, Gage, and let you know that you can start doing a draft. So
and
All
announce
right.
it while you're doing it.
Sure. I'm gonna announce it after I've done it.
That's fine. Just in case it errors out or something.
Exactly.
you're
My
such
first
a
pick
bitch. You're such
It's
a
Hollow
bitch.
Knight Silk Song. With these new rules in place for early
Wow.
access, there is no chance in hell I'm not getting 98 points guaranteed.
It wouldn't release
Thank
in
you
early
very
access
much.
anyway.
Now, even if it does, I'm safe.
Daniel, was that the
What
game
if
you were gonna
it's-
get?
Hollow Knight's getting delayed again. Sorry, guys.
Oh boy, another year.
We gotta hope and pray, huh?
Hmm.
Row, row, row your boat.
Nope. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. My first pick is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Wow.
Wow.
Two 2026 games back to back.
No!
Shit.
It's coming. They've been talking about it, or rumors that they've been talking about it.
It is
Like,
coming this year, bro.
I
I was hoping you'd all be too nervous to take it. Ro, that's crazy.
I could drop it. Now, hopefully.
I got a decision to make now.
Mm-mm.
Oh, what are the stakes this year, huh? We didn't decide that. Loser, winner.
Oh, that's true.
Kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Think about that all episode.
What does Daniel want to do? Does he want
Make
to...
love.
There's a couple I'm debating. Gosh, damn it. All right. Fuck it. No.
Unannounced Halo game, 2025.
Is that on here?
No,
I
being
am
an ass.
I'm going to do it just but that's the different fuck. You know what? I'm playing it safe. I'm doing fuck, no I'm not.
Oh!
We gotta put a timer on this.
I
guy.
know, I'm sorry. All right. Doom the Dark Ages.
Oh!
Great
Ooh.
pick.
That's a good choice.
Great
That's a good
pick.
choice.
I was debating, but you know.
Wouldn't have been my first, but I respect it.
Yeah.
So I got 2 games coming up. There's my first game,
Mhm.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
That was one I debated between, but you know.
Let's do my second one. Why not? Why not? Why not?
What is it?
Because even if it's like doesn't meet expectations, it's still at the end of the day
Uh-oh.
from software game, Elden Ring Night Rain.
That's the other one I was
Those
debating.
are both of them?
But the concern, what you said is exactly my concern of being a different type of game.
Yeah, one they don't really have too much experience with, like a
Right.
multiplayer.
Right. But
Fuck it.
now I am going to say fuck the Oscars, Split Fiction.
Wow.
Mm.
Interesting.
New game franchise.
Yes, sir.
You already got one. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That game's gonna be good.
I hope so.
Okay. My choice is going to be. Oop, 1 second. I'm on the wrong window. My bad. Okay, my pick is Monster Hunter Wild.
Huge. That game's gonna be like massive. That's like game of the year contender type shit
I think so.
for Capcom. Yeah.
I'm gonna continue my tradition of just cutting deep into Christian, and I'm gonna go ahead and select. Let's see here. Where is it? There it is. We're just gonna go ahead and do that real quick.
I knew it. Oh, damn. That was third on my list. Or like
Okay.
wait till it gets delayed, Dan. Because they're still not comfortable with a release date for this year.
Wow, really?
According to reports in December, yes.
Wow. And I drafted it last year. What was I thinking? Or I didn't draft it. I think I picked it up.
You saw a rumor of a supposed leak that wasn't real, and you thought it's coming.
Oh well. It happened.
Oh my god. Show my watch list.
Let's see.
Crap. Do I get my crazy pick now out of the way? Nobody else is gonna pick it. No, I
For
shouldn't do
third?
that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You think
Go
I should?
crazy. I don't know.
I don't like the wording here. I would word it differently, but I'm gonna. No, not for my third. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh.
No, there's
Oh.
other games I need to pick. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do something. Let's put Dan in the hot seat in terms of stealing things.
Oh,
Let's go ahead and do this real quick.
No.
Oh no.
I bet you that won't
Man.
release this year, Daniel. I bet you it won't.
I don't think so either, actually.
Oh no!
Oh,
Well, what is it, guys?
Actually, I think it depends on GTA 6.
None of us said what the game is.
Oh,
What?
Outer Worlds.
Oh,
2.
Oh, the Outer World. Sorry,
2.
sorry.
2. The sequel to Dan's 2019 Game of the Year.
The Outer Worlds 2.
Okay.
Just
My
close that.
next
Wow.
pick.
Gage's whole list is games that won't come out this year.
Wow, incredible.
There are his 3 drops right there. My God.
You're so
My-
funny and quirky, dude.
I'm picking Metroid Prime Beyond. God
Wow.
Huge. Awesome.
Hopefully that
I
comes
love
out.
it.
They did give a release window finally after us waiting years for a trailer. They dropped 2025 at the end of it. So hopefully Switch 2, Metroid Prime Beyond. It'll be a beautiful year.
I feel like taking a risk here.
Yeah.
But I forgot about.
I'm thinking maybe I get crazy this next one.
I'm. I kind of want to take a risk, but I know if I don't pick this, Christian's gonna pick this. I feel like, unless he doesn't think it's coming out this year. Well,
I'm doing
actually,
a crazy one this next one, I think.
Actually, you're not a fan of this franchise, so you may not pick it.
Uh-oh.
Let's all just get crazy.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
I think.
Let me start the timer.
Fuck. Don't do
I know
well
what he's
under
doing.
pressure. I'm gonna. Fuck. I'm really fucking torn. I feel like Christian's gonna pick this if I don't pick it now, so I'm gonna take a risk. Dispatch.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not going anywhere near that game.
Oh, really? You think it's gonna be bad?
Dispatch? The game that had like
the Telltale one. Is that the one?
No,
Aaron
no.
Paul?
From
Is that the one,
former.
Aaron Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Telltale.
that's a
The
safe
one
pick.
like-
That's like an Oscar bait, but for video games. That's a safe pick. That's gonna get 80s easily.
Did I?
Oh, hey, no wait, I forgot about that game. Yeah, the game looks great. I need to add that to my list. That comes out this year?
Yep. Or it's supposed to, anyways. We'll see.
I had omitted that from my list of games to keep an eye on for this year. Thank you for the reminder.
Shit. So I could have picked something else. Fuck.
I had forgotten
yeah.
about it too. Yeah.
Fuck!
But I'm excited for it.
What you should have picked is this game right here
Oh,
that I'm securing right now.
It might be. really
And
good.
that's
That's
Ghost of Yotei.
exactly what I was debating.
that's what I
between.
thought you were thinking too when you said when you said Christian isn't a fan of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Like, what are you
Yes.
doing, Dan? What are you doing?
Yeah,
That's
there
exactly-
goes my ghost
yeah.
pick. Yeah.
God damn it! I was gonna pick that later too.
How does Dan only have 2 picks if he's
He has 3.
third in line?
I have the new game franchise at the bottom.
Is that the yeah?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
We nerfed
And
him.
now I'm thinking, do I get crazy?
It won't be crazier than what I'm thinking, so you should do it.
What is it?
I think mine's gonna have to be my first bid after my 5. I don't know if I can use it on a free one, but I promise you, the 6th game that I draft will be crazier than, unless it's what you're thinking right now. I don't know.
I kind of want to run the risk.
Is it a Nintendo game? Let's play 20 questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have an idea of what you're.
Me too.
What is it, Daniel?
Well, it's either Mario Kart or 3D Mario. I'm assuming Mario Kart.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what
Mario Kart on the next
Wow.
mainline Nintendo console.
Yep.
huge. Huge.
Mm.
Last one. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not yet.
You know what, Christian? You want to get crazy? I'll get crazy.
3D
Nintendo
Mario?
in 2017 released Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at launch, and then Mario Odyssey came out in the fall. Unannounced 3D Mario coming in the fall.
I like it.
Then let's see it.
Drafted.
There it is.
Drafted.
Alrighty. I am going. Oh god.
We took all the Nintendo aficionados games.
I've got one. I've got another one. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if I should pick it.
Is it Assassin's Creed Shadows?
It is not.
Just kidding.
It is not. Okay, I'm gonna pick it though. I have a good feeling.
Oh.
Pokemon Legends Z to A.
Today. Solid pick. They took what, like a year off to make this.
Yeah, the longest break yet.
Yeah.
So this is my final two picks right here. Back to
Yeah.
back?
Yep.
Back to back.
Okay. Oh. Just for the spectacle, I want to pick my crazy pick, but I don't. I should wait and save it for my bit after. Grab my list here. I need to focus on games that are definitely coming out that I will get scored for. So we're gonna start with another one. I'm sorry to put Dan in the hot seat again.
Oh, it's fine if it's what I'm thinking. That's fine. You're going
Okay.
all in on Obsidian this year.
What did he do? Avowed? It's
Yeah.
Avowed.
I did.
I wouldn't have gone for that one.
You know what? I'm a slave to spectacle. The wording should be like your Mario Kart game, so I realize I'm at the mercy of whoever makes this thing and how generous they want to be. It should be next mainline game. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna get fucking crazy, and we're gonna pick that.
Oh God, that's
Say it. Say it out loud, motherfucker.
Half-Life blank. Whatever this one says 3, it should say next mainline game because I have a feeling they'll do an Alex type thing. But AAA Half-Life game from Valve in the year of our Lord 2025.
This guy has one game that'll release this year on his list.
Oh no.
Can you tell me the definition of insanity?
Okay, for my last pick, I'm having difficulty.
There's a lot of stuff here to get to toss around.
Yeah.
Tough.
I'm gonna go with a fairly, maybe it's safe, but not super exciting. But Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is my last pick.
Okay.
What a title for a video game.
What a title.
I have to just do a quick. Okay, you guys are absolutely going to wait. What? Oh, okay. You guys are going to absolutely hate me for this pick because it's a prototypical Dan pick right here.
South
Prototypical.
Midnight.
Can anyone guess what this game is gonna be.
Oh, let's say a yearly installment, probably.
It's not a yearly installment. No, I would never draft a yearly installment. But it is a well-established franchise, and it is Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Yeah,
That is a Daniel pick.
that's such a Dan pick.
Looks like my heavy hitters are kind of gone now. Let me remove a bunch of stuff from my watch list real quick. And operate solely on these known quantities here. I don't think I'm going to do a new game franchise. I think I'm going to go established for a draft.
You know what
I'll do NGF. What's up?
Sorry, you know what I just randomly thought of? Is there a setting that you could do like where people can only draft like 2 things per week or something? Or is that not, or like pick up?
No, I didn't see like they limit the amount of pickups you could do.
Yeah.
No, why is that?
I was just curious because I feel like it would make it a little bit more competitive because then you couldn't just run the gambit, I guess.
Right.
You gonna run the gambit this weekend, Dan?
Probably not. I'll probably wait.
Oh yeah, you'll probably wait. Yeah, I should probably wait then too, because you said you'll probably wait, so I should
Yeah.
probably just wait then.
I'll probably wait about 3 weeks when no one suspects
Let's
it.
probably just hold off.
No one suspects it, and I just grab all the single A games.
Single A. I've never heard anyone say a single A game.
All the single ladies.
It was a joke. That's why.
Let me Google something real quick.
Let me Google that for you.
This is my last pick, so I gotta make sure.
Hail Hydra?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I am. All right, my last one that I'm going to do, 5th and final here. Go to my watch list. Oh, fuck. I forgot about these 2 games, man.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I gotta do one more thing here.
Christian's gonna draft his little soccer game. I'm betting. Or not draft, but pick it up later.
FIFU or whatever it's called.
I'm very excited for rematch.
Yeah.
I'm not drafting it.
Not drafting. Pick it up. You're gonna pick it up.
I might. I don't know yet, to be honest.
Draft is complete.
5th and final. So I'll start with my 5, and then you guys can recap. We'll just go backwards. My 5 pickups are in reverse order: Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector, Mario Kart, the next main line, Ghost of Yote, next Sucker Punch game, Elden Ring Night Ring, and Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Nice. Reverse order for me: Sid Meier's Civilization 7, unannounced Mario 3D platformer, Dispatch, Split Fiction, Doom: The Dark Ages.
Reverse order for me: Like a Dragon, Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii, Pokemon Legends Z to A, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds, and GTA 6.
That's a strong list.
Thank you.
Man, I really just don't learn my lessons, do I? At all.
Nope.
Even a little bit. All right, here's my list in reverse order: Half-Life 3, The Outer Worlds 2, Metal Gear, Solid Snake Eater, and Hollow Knight Silk Song.
How many of those are getting delayed?
I'm surprised Metal Gear Solid even counts as an eligible tag. That game is like, they're like talking about the game. Oh yeah, it's just 1-to-1.
Sure, but it's remade from the ground up.
But it's the same game. Like partial remakes don't count, you know? And and they like, hold on.
I think
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
that's where it comes into play of like what your definition is of what a partial remake is. That's where it's tricky because I don't feel like there's like a standard definition of what that means.
Yeah. I will say, drafting 2 Obsidian games is crazy work.
It's good work though. I mean, Obsidian
It's the
fucking
Lord's work.
Obsidian cranks.
Get some variety though in the
I
pickup.
agree.
No,
I agree. He shouldn't have picked Outer Worlds 2, so I could have fucking picked it up.
but you didn't. You went for Dispatch.
You're right. I did, and I shouldn't have done that because apparently everyone forgot about it. Shit.
You better hope reviewers don't forget about it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Mhm.
all right.
Is that it? Is that it? What did
Yeah.
anyone decide what we're doing for winners losers this year?
Oh, that's a good point.
Hot wings again.
Why don't we sit on it?
Why don't we sit on it, stew on it?
Simmer on it.
You got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings for I don't know 5 hours.
In terms of the relationship we have with our audience, it feels disingenuous to come up with stakes while we haven't even followed through on the first. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right.
Right?
Yeah. Come here.
Oh no.
What do you mean?
Let's
Oh
make a-
no.
I accidentally closed my tabs where I had a bunch of games that I was gonna pick up. And fuck it. Yeah, that's gone now.
Control Shift T.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
All right. Anyways, I mean, I'm gonna pick those up in 3 weeks.
Yeah, in
Alright.
3 weeks.
Such a piece of shit, dude.
Into the quick bites we go. I didn't put any news of the week since I figured it was going to take us a while for Fantasy Critic, but we can, if there's something here you guys want to spend more time on, we could just make it a longer bite, It doesn't have to be a quick bite. Anyways, Half-Life 3, is it on the way? This is maybe the reason.
Topical.
This is maybe the reason why Gage picked it up, because Half-Life voice actor Mike Shapiro posted on Twitter for the first time since 2020, and he posted about Half-Life Alyx. Are we getting Half-Life 3?
Taking Fantasy League out of this for a second, not trying to be funny or anything like that, it definitely seems like they are up to something. There was a bunch of leaks from, not LinkedIn. What's the one that all the artists use? Maybe it is LinkedIn. I don't know.
Coffee? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, there was a lot of talk of something called White Sands. People working at Valve working on a project that's just called White Sands. And the reason that people have connected the dots is that I guess White Sands is a code name for like a real world Nevada secret military base, and obviously Half-Life, the game, is based off of that. So it seems like there's something going on. Now, what could bite me in the ass is that this could end up being some sort of, I've seen this tossed around, is like a voice announcer pack for like Deadshot or whatever their game is that's out now. That would really fucking suck for me, but I'm hoping it means that Valve is getting comfortable enough with getting back into making games, because Half-Life Alyx was incredible. And I mean, how long had it been since they had released a game when Half-Life Alyx came out? What, 5 years, 6 years?
Very interesting. Something we were a little upset about: a Master Chief and Doom Guy crossover for Secret Level was pitched. Microsoft said no. I think I understand. I understand why Microsoft said no, because they had the Halo TV series at the time, I'm sure, when this was pitched, because that was still ongoing. That released in early 2024. So I understand why they said no, probably because of that. But I'm hoping maybe it gets revisited and they say yes to a future season, because we do know that it's been confirmed that they're having season 2 already coming on the way.
You got to protect the brand from slop.
Right. And then meanwhile produce not great television. Yes. I see the
I didn't watch
I
Secret
see what
Level.
you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I would have been more inclined to watch that show if it weren't like 5-minute shorts.
Did you even browse the season at all, or did you just completely.
I had a bunch of people talk to me about it at SGF, and some of them like gave me breakdowns of the episode that I didn't ask for, but like they still gave it to me. And I was like, oh, cool. I might check that out. Just never did.
Interesting.
I heard the animation was like pretty fucking wonderful, but the writing was like kind of hit or miss, which is how Love, Death, and Robots kind of goes.
Love, Death, and Robots. 3 things that you can expect in life, just like you can expect more Nintendo Switch 2 leaks.
Too many leaks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we have everything. There was some leaks that showed off or talked about some AI upscaling technology that is going to be in the Nintendo Switch. This comes from Eurogamer. We have a look at what appears to be the Switch 2's internal components, as well as confirming that it will use some sort of AI to boost the system. Obviously, we're seeing that with the RTX 5080 or 5070, 50 series on NVIDIA side of things for PC, so it seems logical that Nintendo would have some kind of AI built in to help boost the console. And we also got a look at some photos of the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con controllers. It has like light blue accents. Looks very similar to the original Switch controller with a few extra buttons. And then we pretty much got literally the whole thing showed off in a video at CES where there were physical like demonstrations of it, which is very interesting that Nintendo wasn't like, what the fuck are you guys doing with this?
I mean, it's on them. If it's at CES.
It's 100% on them. This is. I mean, we talked about this briefly in our private chat, but I don't know what Nintendo's doing. They seem like they're a little bit asleep at the wheel. This isn't the normal like, oh, somebody from a Nintendo factory where they're making the thing leaks one picture. It's like they're sending it out to multiple partners without even. Have we gotten an official name from them yet? I mean, we know it's the Switch 2 now, but like Nintendo
Successor to the
themselves.
Nintendo Switch.
Exactly. Like, what are they doing? I don't know. I agree with Christian. It's totally on them. They've held this way too long. Very strange maneuver from them.
Indeed. And then there's some fans out there, I believe maybe on this podcast and maybe in Christian's friend group that loves this video game called Marvel Rivals. And Fantastic Four are coming to Marvel Rivals on January 10th. And basically we're getting all 4 Fantastic Four members, as well as get the name of the robot. Shit. I thought it was in this article, but I don't see
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
He's not a robot. He's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
His name's Victor.
Jarvis? Jarvis? Are you talking about a robot?
Ultron?
No, it's the
Ultron.
little robot, a Fantastic Four.
Iron Man?
Little
I was like,
robot.
Iron Man?
Herbie. Herbie.
Ooh,
The little guy is named Herbie.
Herbie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fully loaded. Like the
Well, no.
yeah. You're talking about the Lindsay Lohan movie
No.
where the Jeep tries itself.
Not
Yes.
that, no. Jesus. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to switch the scene, so we were still in the Fantasy Critic scene. Sorry, everyone. Anyways, yeah. Marvel Rivals. Then we go to Sony has announced multiple movie adaptations for everything. No, just kidding. Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a movie adaptation. So if you wanted that in your life, you're also getting a Helldivers 2 movie adaptation. And we're also getting a Ghost of Tsushima anime from Crunchyroll and Aniplex. And we also got a new look at Season 2 of The Last of Us our way.
I want to throw something out there. I really appreciate I mean, I know our opinions amongst this podcast is divided on The Last of Us. I really like the first season. I really, really, really like it when they use direct sound effects from the game. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the siren at the very beginning is like the exact same file like that they used in the game. And that's one of those small things where it's like if you don't catch it, it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't take anything away. But if you do, like I immediately was brought back in like a very nostalgic way. Like I was in on that trailer immediately. And they did something like that in the first season. They did like a few sound effects that were exactly from the game, and it's a cool little touch. I like it. I appreciate it. It's thoughtful. You don't have to do it at all. I mean, we've talked about adaptations even in this earlier this show that haven't been that great. So I love when they go the extra mile like that. Very cool. Very excited.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited. My mom recently asked me about is there season 2 coming out of that anytime soon? I was like, yes, Mom, it's coming soon.
And you're not ready.
And you're not ready.
That's awesome
I'm
that
excited.
she's getting hyped about it.
Yeah. And I was like, this is exactly what I wanted all those years ago. I wanted
Right.
other people to witness to experience the story, and now it's happening. It's cool.
Oh,
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Kirik is here late, but regardless, hello, boys. Hello, Kirik. Thank you for joining us.
I missed this. I think the most interesting bit of this news is that they're doing an anime for one of them, one of their biggest IP as of late, which is Ghost of Tsushima, and that they're not doing any live action. Well, no, they're doing a live action as well. I'm sorry, with Chad Stahelski is directing, which I think that's like the one I'm kind of excited about because he's like such a competent writer and director now, and also former stuntman,
Right.
and action choreographer. That I think that movie is going to have some real juice behind it. But I think just expanding with anime is going to be really interesting because most live action adaptations like are kind of hit or miss for me, and I would prefer if like they did something cool with a different medium, like an animation. We just got League of Legends Arcane critically acclaimed. They were able to do really cool stuff with that, So I'm curious to see what that looks like, as opposed to like what does a Helldivers 2 movie look like? I don't really care.
I think I'm excited for that as well. The director for the Ghost of Tsushima anime directed one of the episodes in Star Wars Visions, I think, like all those anime anthology short story things.
Oh, which one was it? From season 1?
I don't remember. I don't know actually. I just don't know. But yeah, it was from the season 1. Yeah, but I don't remember which one it was. I can find out though and let you know.
Visions has some really good episodes. That's one of the ones that I did watch, and there were some that like from studios that I liked, and there were some strong ones there.
It's the one with it's like black and white.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. That's the very first episode.
Yes, he did that one.
The duel.
Like. Yes.
Hold on, I'm getting a phone call regarding my car. Hold on.
Regarding your car's extended warranty.
We've been trying to reach you.
Yes, it was the duel.
The duel.
I think there's a episode of a Halo anthology animated series that has the same episode title.
Yes, the Halo Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helldivers 2, what about that? Like they're making an adaptation on Helldivers 2, which is itself a essential not rip
Adaptation of a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Starship Troopers.
I don't know. I recently watched Starship Troopers for the first time, I think last year, maybe the year before. But it's one of those movies that just gets brought up amongst movie people where it's like, oh, you should watch this. It's a cult classic. And I watched the movie and I was surprised at like how well it held up and how funny it was and how good the CGI was, that upon hearing this news, I'm like, this is kind of even more silly that this movie still exists. And when Helldivers 2 came out, that movie got another resurgence. It was like in news headlines where it's like, oh, it's being streamed a lot on Netflix and it's being rented. So I don't know. It's kind of silly. They'll have to do something to differentiate themselves. because otherwise I think they're kind of setting themselves up for that criticism of, oh, this just feels like this movie that you guys are already based off of. I don't know.
For sure.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna struggle with comparisons, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got fucking Horizon Zero Dawn because,
Okay.
everyone loves Horizon.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
God.
Ro had the perfect reaction for that.
I think Herman
I
loves
saw-
Horizon.
Herman Hulse definitely loves Horizon. I saw somebody on Twitter say that Horizon is like an industry plant. Like it sells really well, but nobody really cares, which is weird.
Right.
It's like how is it selling so well and nobody, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
who's
it's
buying
just yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. And it's just like okay games. I don't know. Interesting.
All right. We got some weird shit happening with Nintendo Switch cartridges, and googly eyes are apparently appearing in Nintendo Switch boxes. Over the holidays, a number of posts popped up across Reddit and Twitter from individuals claiming that their seemingly sealed brand new Nintendo Switch cases contained a googly eye and a black piece of plastic instead of an actual game cartridge. Why a googly eye? The running theory is that the googly eye will rattle if you shake the Switch box, similar to how the box rattles with an actual game inside. And the black plastic around the side fools individuals trying to look through the cracks on the top or bottom to see if the outline of the game is visible without unwrapping it. Without these items, someone might be tipped off that a game has been stolen from the package, but this method ensures that no one notices the crime until they open the case. This is insane.
That is sinister. Oh my God.
Also, how
That's
are
so
these
sad.
games not locked up? Because like we live in America where we have fucking just like everything locked up, like in lock boxes and all kinds of shit. I don't know if it's the same up there or not.
Not
The-
yet. I don't think. Like you mean like in stores, right? Like department stores and all
Yes.
that when you go, yeah.
Even
Best
like,
Buy was like that. I don't know if they still sell games.
yeah.
No, well, not the games. Sorry, the consoles were definitely locked up.
Yeah.
I don't. But actually, yes, they were. They had like one or a few games on, but the actual games themselves were locked away. So you had to bring them the empty case, and they unlocked where the games
Oh,
actually
you're right.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just like put them on display. At least at Best Buy. I don't know. And Toys R Us, they definitely had it locked. But, yeah.
How are people getting?
What did I miss?
We're talking about how people are getting into Nintendo Switch cases and
That's
putting
like it's
googly
someone who
eyes.
works there, right?
Yeah.
Or wherever the distribution. Because I'm thinking like GameStop does the same thing. They have empty things on their shelves.
True.
Yeah.
Putting some fake plastic wrap around it.
Terrible.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I miss when you used to be able to buy things and you could like just have an idea of the quality of the thing you're buying. And now you shop and everything is like online now, and everything's the fucking same, and everything is made so cheaply. Like why am I like trying to get like a wrench? And everything is like frequently returned item or like very poor reviews. Like this thing sucks. Like, oh, okay, can I just buy like a wrench that works?
Right.
Why is like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
Switch 2 better work.
Oh God.
Well, it's not $700 because of some tariff.
It's fine because
Oh.
if we start paying the tariffs, then so will Gage and Roe.
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
we annex them,
Yeah, 51st state.
51st state.
don't have to worry about your the games will cost a little bit less. Well,
You know what? If we don't become the 51st state, the games will now be cheap in the United States or in the Canada compared to the United States. You guys don't have to come up north to get your laptops and consoles.
Well, I also saw something that, like, well, this is a whole other thing, but this isn't even video game related at this point. But anyways, Trump fucking wanting to annex Canada is the dumbest thing possible because Canada's approval rating and I guess it's not approval rating, so you guys don't live here, but like 80% of people that live in Canada wanted Kamala Harris and 20% wanted Trump. So like people were doing the math on how many electoral votes Canada would get if they became a state, and it would, I mean, that wouldn't help him. Like that would make it worse for him. Granted, he doesn't have to run again, but
so it's not even that 80% of Canada is liberal and the 20% is conservative. It's that even our conservatives are much more liberal than your conservatives. Like that's what it comes down to.
Right.
I think I'm just gonna move to the Gulf of America. That's what I'm gonna do.
Jesus. All right.
We gotta move on before I start getting fucking angry. So that's some stuff I've seen today.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, what else?
I've been radicalized again.
Jeez.
Every day I'm radicalized. Kamala Harris didn't show up to a vote for fucking the National Labor Board and lost control of the fucking board 2 years early just because she didn't want to show up to work for a massive vote.
Yep. They're all the same. They are all the same. They're in it for themselves. But back to video games.
She was sleepy.
Buying some jumper cables and a wrench set.
Is that because you're radicalized, or is that for the coffee?
Oh no!
Hope the feds aren't watching, dude.
Jesus.
Oh God. Where were you January 8th? Oh no.
I was in the Cybertruck.
Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on. Next story.
All right. Moving on. Steam OS. How do I transition into this? Steam OS is now available for third-party devices. Valve is allowing other people to use their OS on their handhelds. And, of course, in a post on Steam's website, Valve says that the operating system was developed to provide a seamless user experience optimized for gaming while retaining access to the power and flexibility of a PC. The OS isn't available on other handhelds yet, but Valve says the work is being done for the Lenovo Legion Go S, which comes installed with SteamOS instead of Windows. It will improve the operating system's compatibility with other handheld PCs. They're going to be shipping out a beta of SteamOS here soon, and they'll continue adding support and improving the experience with future releases. There you go.
I mean, you know, Gage loves shitting on these mega corporations, but I feel like at the same time, we got to give credit where credit's due, and Valve remains one of the few gaming companies, I don't know if it's a mega corporation, but one of the few large gaming companies that remains pro-consumer in this fucking dreadful capitalist hellscape we find ourselves in. So, kudos to Valve. Making your OS available on other platforms is a good move.
But when you die, your library goes away.
That's pretty standard across most digital platforms. It's not necessarily
Why is that the case? Seems pretty anti-consumer to me.
We should change it, but I don't know that cancels out all the good that they do. That they just like saying they take a 30% cut too. I mean, I'd like that to be less, but that's just standard for the industry.
That is standard, yeah.
So
well, except for Epic Games Store.
How much did they take?
I think like
18%?
12%.
No, something like that. Yeah.
It's a shame. It's Epic.
Yeah.
Which was done artificially to try and disrupt the market, right?
Correct.
They came in. They were one of the last storefronts to come in.
Yeah, they keep 12%, and actually they have a thing where developers can keep 100% in the first 6 months if they launch exclusively on Epic Games Store. So they could.
I mean, Epic Games only takes 12%, but they also lay off 12% of their employees every year. So there's that.
I would reckon that's almost a worse strategy than putting your game on Steam. Way more people have Steam than they do Epic Games. Do you know what I mean?
It's
the
all
market
driven
shares,
by the consumer.
You would make more
Right.
losing that 30% cut than you would
right.
getting 100% for 6 months.
Right. I mean, unless you do the Epic Game Store thing and then release on Steam, because the people on Steam are probably
Right.
going to buy it regardless.
But then by then the hype is gone and you're moving on to the next thing.
Possibly.
Can I just say something? I just out of curiosity, I just Googled Valve layoffs, and the top story is from 2019. Valve has laid off 13 full-time employees.
Wow.
Careful with Google though. If you
Good
Google
guy, Valve. Well, I'm saying that this result is from PC Gamer. It's not. I'm not doing the Google AI summary bullshit.
Come here.
Excuse me. Slide in my special slot.
Let me extend my socket wrench.
Let me make your eyes googly.
Right.
He's coming.
All right. Moving on
It's a movie
to
quote, Daniel.
what? Of
It's a movie quote. Don't worry.
course it is. Moving on to what you got for me, Dan. What you got for me? Well, Dan, I'm glad you asked me what I've got for you. Well, I've got for you Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I've played another 5-ish, 6-ish hours this week. I didn't do a very good job on my holiday break originally because I was sick for quite a few days and I didn't feel like playing anything. I think Glenn called me on Discord one night and he's like, Dan, come play. And I'm like, Glenn, my eyes are fucking burning, but I will come try to play for a little bit. I played for 1 hour and I wanted to burn my eyeballs out of my socket. So it was pretty miserable, but I got some Indiana Jones in this week and very much enjoying it. The more I play this game, the more I'm enjoying it. And while I'm not like a big Indiana Jones person, because I've not really seen, I've seen bits and pieces of like a few of the films. I've never seen like an entire one of the films. I very much enjoy this and can see why someone who would be an Indiana Jones fan will be a fan of this, because it feels like an Indiana Jones movie. Like it feels like you're playing a movie, and you know that's for good and bad. I feel like there's a lot of simplification of a lot of like gameplay stuff that is coming at the expense a little bit, but I am enjoying the story and I'm enjoying the adventure. This game feels very much just like an adventure. Like I'm just going out having an adventure, and you know that's what I'm taking from it. So thus far,
I would.
enjoying it.
I'm gonna jump in because I've also played a bunch of indie.
Sure.
I think I would hard disagree on like thoughts on the game. I think the worst parts of this game are the part where it gets really close to a movie. Because they do so good of a job at emulating the movies, I realize that once they give me the sticks back, I'm like, well, I don't want to be Indiana Jones. I want to watch him do cool shit.
Interesting.
Like it's a full circle moment for me where like when it's the gameplay stuff, it is like too slow and not enough pulp. So that when you get into like the immersive simmy stuff, it feels like that game needed like another like I'd say 45 to 60 days of polish, because there's just a little bit of like jank to either the platforming, the stealth, the combat, and the way you interact with objects. It's like where it feels like a game from like hella years ago, where like when you're holding an object, you can't also mantle while holding it, or you can't
Open
put
a
that
door,
item,
right?
you can't put that item away. You have to carry it around with it right in front of your face. So you're like supposed to be like a priest walking around the Vatican, but you're also holding a fucking wrench like in between a bunch of nuns and priests. And it's like, okay, well, like that's a like immersion breaking when the game wants me to be immersive as like an Indiana disguised person. So there's like a lot of like these like disjointed moments for me, even though like the game itself is like actually really good, and I think the writing is like maybe one of the best of last year, and the acting I think is fucking phenomenal. So it's like it's like a weird place for me to be in with that game.
And my thing is
very good though.
My thing is like there's so many cutscenes and so much like there's so much in between content that I feel like the rest of it doesn't even really matter to me. Like, even though the gameplay for me is like too simplified and there's not really a whole lot of depth there for me to get excited about, it seems like the story is like keeping me interested enough to just want to keep going through each story bit. And like there's cutscene, and then you do like a thing, and then another cutscene, and another. Like there's a lot of cutscenes in this, which.
And I think that's bad, because I agree. The cutscenes are like pretty good, but they also have like the same amount of weight to like the main story cutscenes and the side activity cutscenes that like it hurts pacing overall. And I go back to the notion, well, if that's the case, then I'd rather just watch an Indiana Jones movie rather than try to like live it by playing a game, because I get like so much like hard positive, like here's a 30-second cutscene for a thing I'm not going to do, because like I've already spent hours in this one level and I'm actually pretty focused on the main quest that I'm doing because it's been so enthralling.
Which is funny, because I've actually found like I very much enjoy the main quest like story, but like the side stuff, I've enjoyed the gameplay mechanics of the side stuff more than the main quest, which is interesting.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. And one thing I do want to point out, because initially when we had this conversation about third person versus first person, I thought that it would be better to have third person view when you're on like the ladders and stuff like that. But for me, it does not work. It does not work at all when I'm actually playing it. It feels very jarring to go from first person to then zooming out and zoom. Like they should have just made it all first person and then have it zoom out for cutscenes and such.
Sometimes you get too close to like a wall thing, and it will zoom out to third person because it thinks you're trying to like shimmy through like a crack in the wall. It's like, no, I just walked too close to it. I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll just jump in quickly because I also have Indiana Jones on my list. I finished Indiana Jones, and by finished I mean I'm finished with it, and I uninstalled it. I agree with you with the jarring first person and third person. I think the game overall was a bit too slow for me. It tried to do immersive sim, but there wasn't enough sandbox, I think, to really fully capitalize on that for me. But most importantly, and this might just be a gaugeism, I'm curious if either of you have anything similar, but there are certain settings and time periods that just don't work for me. I think the first Assassin's Creed game after Assassin's Creed Unity, which I really enjoyed, Unity. The next one was the one with the brother and the sister, right?
Yes.
During the Industrial Age.
Yeah.
London.
The Industrial Age is one of those time periods that I just don't fucking care for. If there is a game, I never played The Order 1886 because that is the exact time period I find so uninteresting. I tried hard to like Indiana Jones, but the 1930s are so fucking uninteresting to me that it's crazy. As soon you guys talking about the Vatican priest thing, that's about as far as I got. As soon as we're inspecting Latin transcriptions of the statue of Judas, I'm fucking snoozing. I can't do it. I'm out. So I tried Indiana Jones, but I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Which is so unfortunate because the level after that is so much better. Like Egypt is awesome, I thought.
The Vatican was pretty sweet too. Like, doing like the puzzles regarding Jesus and stuff, and pouring the wine. I thought it was like this is cool. It made me like, man, I've been missing a fucking pulpy like around the world movie. Like I used to love the National Treasure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the movie's fucking rip. I need more of that kind of shit. And I was getting some of that with Indy.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think you would have liked Egypt a lot more, Gage, because I was kind of in the same boat with the Vatican stuff. But Egypt, which is the mission right after that, I've very much enjoyed. In fact, am I still there? Or did I'm not. No, I'm on the next part. Never mind. Sorry.
Can I give one more note on Indiana Jones? I think they have a bit too much design in their game. Like, I think it's a bit too much menus, like trying to sift through their menus to like, I just took a picture of this thing, so I need to go look at the clue again, and I have to sift through a bunch of menus to even find it, and it's a bit too much.
Like the journal?
I think they're a bit too hands-on with like the text that appears on screen. because very constantly, if you do side activities, it'll be like puzzle solved. And it's like, yes, I know I'm watching this massive stone monument turn in front of me. I don't need the giant text that says puzzle solved. Just let me enjoy the spectacle of the thing.
The other thing that annoys me when you bring up that aspect, when you pick up a book and then you have to like buy the book or whatever with your fucking discovery points.
Money.
That shit's so stupid because I always have enough points to buy all of my. I don't know. Maybe I'm not finding all the books, but I always have enough points to buy all the books. So I'm like, why even do I have to buy the book? Just fucking give me the
thing.
bonus thing.
Make it part of
right
the
there.
progression, right?
Yeah, or even to have like an option to like buy it right there from when you first pick it up instead of like putting it away and then opening up your menu and then tabbing over and then going down.
Yeah, that's a little monotonous. Kirik, sorry. Happy New Year to you as well. And it was Christian who won 2024 Fantasy Draft Critic.
Is there ever any doubt?
Critic.
Yes, there was.
Maybe stay tuned for the end, Kirik, and we'll tell you our picks for this year. All right. Ro, you got?
Nothing, but I was gifted by a kind gentleman Sonic X Shadow Generations, and I've got 4 days off coming up.
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah.
try and finish editing my video by Friday, and then the rest of my day, I'm gonna be gaming.
Maybe
Nice.
Enjoying, so I'm planning to play that on the weekend. Very excited. I have it booted up on my Switch. I have like the cutscene like open, and I was like, okay, just leave it there for when I'm ready. But yeah. Unlike Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, I have not been spoiled on the game somehow. But the movie, Twitter, I made the mistake of using that app still. I've been ruined, but somehow I haven't been spoiled for the game yet. So I'm excited.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I always hate when people spoil shit like, IGN when they post spoilers in a fucking picture in a tweet. Like, really?
Ridiculous.
The next day after it released.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes the night of.
Also, shout out to fucking DHL. I don't know what the fuck DHL's doing.
I love DHL.
I was being facetious.
Oh.
Because DHL has Gage's Christmas present that I just looked at. I've been looking at it like every day for the last 2 weeks. It's been sitting in fucking Melrose Park, Illinois since December 26th.
I thought for sure it was. I thought for sure that the hang up was on our end because of we had a Canada post strike. But then Ro texted to the group chat. He's like, "Oh, thanks for the Christmas gift, Dan." Yeah. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Well, now that was different though because I ordered that. So I told Ro before you guys joined, I ordered that from U.S. Amazon, and it was only like $8 to ship it.
Okay.
Directly to him. So Amazon delivered it. It wasn't
right.
It wasn't you like your post people. Yeah. So
gotcha.
It might be because of what you're talking about because this is it's saying DHL e-commerce and then delivery by USPS International. So I'm assuming that's going to go to your post people. So are they still striking? Is that what you're saying?
No, the strike was ended a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to, I don't know, give this a few more days and then send something and try to figure this out.
A few more days, buddy. It's been 2 weeks.
I know, but I don't know what to do. I literally.
I had something ordered from November, and the strike happened, and then after the strike lifted, it took another week and a half, I guess, and then it came. And I didn't do anything.
When did the strike end for you guys?
Oh God! Like Gage is saying, I think it was like beginning of January.
Oh.
Or late December.
Okay. I don't know.
Maybe just before Christmas. Maybe I'm off on my numbers.
Yeah.
I really hope I don't have to contact support because without giving away what this is, I do not look forward to that. All right. Christian, what you got besides Indiana?
I played a bunch of stuff while on break, primarily because I took my Steam Deck with me, so I got to play some stuff that I had on Steam and then download some new stuff. I'll briefly talk about 3 games. Well, I'll mention one of the 3. Prey, 2016.
Hell yes.
Nice.
2016, I think, right?
17.
17, I think
yeah.
it sounds right.
Yeah. Good. Great presentation, great immersive sim. I'm still playing it, so I don't have much thoughts beyond that. I will say I don't like playing games with the Steam Deck layout. I prefer like a concise controller. Having it be like my grip like this with like the back buttons or just like kind of farther apart is not quite for me for a game like that. But it functioned very well. Verified games on Steam Deck work very well. I also played through Half-Life 1 for the very first time, and somebody did a tweet the other day that was like talking about From Software difficulty discourse, where it's like, hey, these games like want you to beat them. Like they're not like difficult in the traditional sense, where like when you play a game from 15 to 20 years ago, those games don't want you to beat them because the longer you are stuck on a level, the longer you're playing that game. And that is like the design of Half-Life. If I was not save scumming, there were so many points where like I don't know if I would have beaten the game as quickly as I did. And it took me like, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 hours. And it's not a very long game, but it is a very hard game. Like there's not a lot of checkpoints, not a lot of health, not a lot of armor. And even finding those, like you don't get a lot back, and the enemies hit hard. Very tough game, but I wanted to do it because I want to eventually get to Half-Life 2, and I know Half-Life is like transformative for the industry, and I wanted to play it to also get like a different perspective on abiotic factor for whenever we play, because I know that game is like heavily inspired by Half-Life. Right. I played the first 30 minutes to an hour is like the opening of Half-Life, and it's like, okay, they are like riffing on everything that this game is, and I have like such a deep appreciation for abiotic now. The way they brought that is crazy. Half-Life 1, the first hour of that game, very, very fucking good, even today. And then I also wanted to go back and check out like an indie. I played through Firewatch.
Oh hell yeah!
Good. Yeah.
And I remember people years ago when that game came out were like divisive on it because of like narrative controversy. I won't say the spoiler, obviously. And like I went back and I reread some old reviews after I beat the game, and everyone was talking about like the game only gets interesting when like the main narrative kicks in. And I found that so insane how like tastes maybe change, because I played it obviously just last month, and I was like, this game was so much stronger when it was just about relationships and making me question like who I am as like, you know, the setup of this game is you're this guy who goes to work on as this like Firewatch dude because he's having marital issues back home because his wife has like early onset Alzheimer's. And now I'm forming a relationship with like this other woman who's like at a nearby tower. And it's like, wow, this is so compelling for the first 3 to 4 hours, making me like really think about like how much I care about this woman I technically haven't met yet, even though you have like this whole like backstory, and how much like I'm caring for this new person. And then that's just like, it's just gone for this like setup of like a mystery that like doesn't really go anywhere. Like it's somewhat interesting, but I don't think it was as interesting as like, let's just think about these characters for a minute, you know? Good game though.
They were
while the podcast was going. Sorry, Dan. I logged in to download my picture. You get a camera in the game, and then you can go into the special features and download all their pictures. So I was downloading them from their website.
They were making Campo Santo was making a really cool game in the Valley of Gods that got canceled because Valve purchased them. And then they worked on Half-Life Alyx.
They purchased them for that fucking their water technology,
well,
mainly.
Yeah, they did work on Half-Life Alyx as well.
Take it back.
I was gonna say, I thought that was great, Gage. God damn it.
Gage, what else you got besides Indian Jones, according to your
Besides Indian Jones, starring Charles Smith. Let's see. What do I have? Okay. I'll start off with the quick one. Is that I, because I'm a weak soul, I bought The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. When this game was announced to be coming to PC, I always wanted to try it because from playing it on the PlayStation 5 at 60 frames per second, I just thought to myself, I think with the way that the animations are in this game and the animation blending, that this game would feel really good on mouse and keyboard. And it does. It feels really great on mouse and keyboard, and because I have mouse and keyboard, I can actually aim like a human being because I've lost my skill with my thumbs over the years. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, which is something that I never did before. So I'm having fun with that. It's good. It's The Last of Us. It's fantastic. But playing that also, I think, is what made me solidify my decision to uninstall Indiana Jones, because I think the thing I hated most in Indiana Jones was that little quick menu inventory system. I don't know if you guys get used to it after a few hours, but I fucking hated it. I thought that was.
I still haven't.
No, yeah, and booting up The Last of Us and using that quick, I was like, wow, what night and day game design. I just can't do it. Anyways, Last of Us Part 1.
There's
way too many blocks.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And like Christian said, the holding one, like you have something in your hand and then quick, I need to go grab something from my inventory for this quest. Oh, let me drop that and then pick this up and then pick that back up. And anyways, it's too much. But yeah, Last of Us on PC, buttery smooth at 120 frames and mouse and keyboard feels amazing. Playing it ungrounded, having a good time, getting my ass kicked. And then games that I beat, I don't know what came over me this Christmas break, but I decided I'm going to pull the trigger on a few card games that had been recommended to me and that I hadn't tried yet. So I started and rolled credits on a game called Inscription, which is absolutely fantastic. Very...
An all-timer, some would say.
I think it's an all-timer for sure. It's a game that, bear with me, because I think this might make Christian spasm a little bit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Doki Doki Literature Club in that they are using the medium of a video game, an interactive video game, to like such great effect. And there are games like The Last of Us that are all-timers that are just really strong narratively and are really just good, solid design video games. But even a game like that doesn't necessarily use the medium of video games in the way that some of these smaller games that I've been trying recently have, in such unique and interesting ways, and fucking with you in the menus and doing all this cool stuff. Inscription is absolutely an all-timer. Very, very cool card game. I'm glad I finished it because I'm somebody who does not like card games generally and would have just kept on happily ignoring these smaller games. Very happy that I tried it. Inscription is very cool, a very cool vibe, especially if it's late at night and all the lights are off and you've had a couple gummies. Very, very good time.
Even just the beginning of that game is like great when you're like, okay, I think I get to get this game, and it's like, oh no, I don't get this game. Right.
I think Act 3 is my favorite in terms of gameplay. I rolled credits and then I went back in to see like the endless mode or whatever, the real roguelike mode that opens up after you roll credits. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is fine. I think Act 1 was a really strong first impression, and I think it's maybe the most unique in terms of its vibe. But I think Act 3 gameplay wise, I just liked the layout of the board better and some of that stuff. But very strong first impression from that game. Yes, especially once you realize once you think you're playing the game and then you back out and you realize there's a whole other game, and then you back out and then you back out and it keeps going. Russian doll of a video game, very cool. And then the other game, this one was bought for me by Christian. A little card game called Balatro. Now Christian bought this for me on Steam. I sat down and played maybe 20-30 minutes of it. And I thought to myself, this is not a game I'm going to sit down and play at the computer. I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. I'm just going to not talk to Christian about it and hope he doesn't ask about it. And we'll leave it at that. And then I'm at work one day, and it's a particularly slow day at work. And I'm scrolling the Apple Store. I'm like, let me download a game on my phone just to keep my sanity. And I see Balatro there. And so I give it a download. I'm like, let's try it on the phone. And I actually checked in your iPhone stats when you can check your app usage. At the end of that shift, I had 4 hours logged in Balatro.
What the?
Dude, that game
Because
is
every
like,
now and then,
awesome.
God smiles on a GM factory, and the machines break down, and you get a lot of what we like to call ass time.
You mean
And I played
Toyota?
4 hours of Balatro,
Say
and
Toyota.
since then, I don't even want to check my app usage. I'm gonna guess I probably have I've had the game for about a week, 2 weeks now. I'm guessing I maybe have 30, 40 hours logged in Balatro. We were doing Game of the Year discussions, and I jokingly, and there was a lot of, I'm not going to say controversy, but I saw a lot of clips on TikTok and stuff of people saying, why is Balatro nominated? It's a guard game, blah, blah. And after playing it, Balatro would have been my Game of the Year. When it comes to game design, this game is an 11 out of 10. There's no story, there's nothing, there's no heart, there's nothing to keep you, interested in cinematic sense. But when it comes to just straight game design, this is like an 11 out of 10 experience. It is incredibly designed, so well thought out, and similar to Inscription, by chance, this is whole genre of game where it's like we want you to find the loopholes in the game that we've made and break the game and rearrange the fact that you've got all these jokers that affects the scoring of your game, but then you realize the game doesn't really tell you this, or if it does, maybe I just skip past it. But you've got your jokers, your 4 or 5 jokers from left to right, and they all do these different things when you play your hand. But then you realize that you can rearrange your jokers, and if you've got a plus and a multiplication here, you can rearrange them and try and min-max the game. It's incredible. It's incredible. Christian, I thank you for getting me on this, because wow.
I didn't realize until like after hour 10 that you could also rearrange the cards you're playing in an order. And
right.
that changed it for me too. It's like, oh, okay.
There's just something, and Inscription was like this too. I didn't mention it when I was talking about it, but there is something about these games that are, I call it like an old-fashioned game design, where it's like, we realize you're playing a game. We don't want this to be an HBO production. Like, we want you to interact with this game as a game, which means you can cheat it, or you can, try and break the systems and exploit the little loopholes. And man, what an experience. I'm still playing Balatro now. I'll be playing it at work today. If any second I get any downtime, I will be playing Balatro. It is fantastic, and going back, it's a strong contender for my Game of the Year. I'm going to be doing a lot of thinking in these next few weeks when we do our episodes. Balatro, man, cannot recommend it enough to anybody. Anybody who even has ever played a card game ever and has had like, oh, that's a decent fun time. Yeah, if you casually like cards at all and you give this game a try, you will be hooked. It is absolutely incredible.
He's going to be playing that all shift at his job at Toyota. So look for
not
him.
at Toyota. I would get fired. They are not unionized.
Look for them at Toyota.
Yeah, right.
We're deflecting.
We're deflecting, yep.
Glenn says, Gage, I'm pretty sure the strike ended either on the 23rd or 24th of December. Okay. Well,
just before Christmas.
I need to reach out to them then and see what the fuck's going on. All right. Sorry. Did you have any others, Gage? Sorry.
I think, did I talk about the last 8 episodes of Secret Level before we took a break? I know I talked about the first 8 episodes. I didn't know if I talked about the last. I finished off Secret Level, and contrary to Christian, I actually thoroughly I think the comparison to Love, Death, and Robots. I think the comparison to Love, Death, and Robots is exactly fair, in that of the 16 episodes, let's say, 4 of them I really enjoyed, and 5 of them were okay, and the rest were like meh. But still, to me, that's still worth it to give it a shot. I mean, the longest ones are like 15, 16 minutes long. I'm not really losing any time, so yeah, I liked it. I'm really excited about the Warhammer IP. It's something that I have no familiarity with whatsoever, but the fact that after watching that cinematic, which is the most of Warhammer I've ever seen of anything, I'm excited that that's the thing that Henry Cavill is super jazzed about, and that he wants to make an accurate TV show of, because if that's the vibe he's going for, it's very cool. I didn't know Cosmic Horror was a part of that. I thought it was just, tough Marines doing tough things, but the end of that episode is fucking awesome and very creepy and disturbing. And if that's the type of stuff that Henry Cavill wants to do at Amazon, consider me excited for the Space Marine Warhammer, whatever the fuck it's gonna be called. Very cool stuff. The PlayStation 1 was god awful. Is the one of the worst things I've ever seen. Do not watch it. It is just very, very bad. Dan, you'll probably like the Outer Worlds one though. The Outer Worlds one was one of my favorites, so recommend that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it. On the list. Before we close out the show, real quick, just to tell Kirik our games that we drafted before we go. Do you guys remember your games?
I have mine. I have the page up, so I can even read for people.
Okay.
I have mine up too.
Okay. Gage.
Okay, Kirik. We did not, in fact, learn any lessons. So we went with Hollow Knight Silksong, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, The Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, and say it with me, Kirik, Half-Life 3.
My games, Kirik, are Grand Theft Auto 6, Monster Hunter Wilds, Metro Prime 4 Beyond, Pokemon Legends Z to A, and Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Oh yeah. And mine are Doom: The Dark Ages, Split Fiction, Dispatch, unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer, and Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Reading it out loud like that is so funny. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to do the same thing right now. I have Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Elden Ring Night Rain, Ghost of Yote, Mario Kart unannounced next mainline console game, and Citizen Sleeper 2 Star Wars Vector.
I can't wait for Nintendo to announce that Mario Kart 8 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm sorry. For what?
They're just porting Mario Kart 8 to Nintendo Switch 2.
Knowing they probably would, and it would still sell a shit ton of copies.
It probably, yeah.
Deluxe. Super Deluxe.
Super Deluxe, yeah.
All right. That does it for us, guys. Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Gage. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love. Keep on gaming.
See ya.
Adios.